Hey, y'all. Good morning. It's me, Chandra Costin, your personal PMP and success strategist and your third quarter coach. And we are here this morning for the Mastery in Motion Monday motivation call. Yes, that's a lot of M's, but I am here for it. Here to help you get started with your week, help you strategize, help you stay motivated. Because we are stronger together. I really believe that. And so today's focus is we're going to focus on the power of micro wins, because so many times we are so busy executing and moving and shaking and doing all of the things that we don't take time to celebrate. And so we're going to talk about that this morning. Focus question of the day is what's one small action you can take today that moves you forward in your business towards your goals, into being the person you want to be, achieving the goals you want to achieve, achieving the success you want to achieve, because success looks different for all of us, right? But ultimately, we have to decide, for us, what does it look like, and then how do we get there? And so, what's one small thing that you can do today to bring you closer to your goals? And then we can talk about celebrating. You guys drop it in the chat. What's your one priority for today? My one priority is, outside of meetings and work. Um, I've been focusing a little bit more on self-care. And so it's remembering to take those small moments, to make sure that I'm okay on side of the businesses. If you don't know, I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I'm working several businesses. Then at the moment, I'm taking care of my granddaughter. So she's here. And my 19-year-old moved back in the house. So she's here. And then I have my other four children. They're grown, but it don't mean you stop worrying about them. So all of the things. And with all of that going on, I just have to remember to take a moment for me, because I'm important, and without me, none of it happens. So, morning motivation for today is, just to remember success isn't about big leaps, is about consistent micro wins, right? And so, to get rid of a limiting belief, we just want to put it out there. A lot of people feel like they need more time to make real progress. And the reality is, we only get the same 24 hours. None of us get 24 hours and 30 minutes. We all got the same 24 hours to work with. And so you have to remember that it really is about strong time management strategies and strong time management hacks. However you want to look at it, it's all the same. But it's the same 24 hours. You just have to figure out how to get the most bang out of your buck. What can I do to push me closer to my goals? What tasks can I accomplish or achieve or complete today that's actually going to make a difference, in my goals, in my business? And those are the things you need to focus on. It can seem like a lot when everything is coming at you from all different areas, but you have to remember on, putting first things first. And so I'm not saying like to negate your families or, things like that. I'm saying that for the time that you do have left, you have to do the most towards what matters. Okay. And we talk about that all the time. We talk about the 80-20 rule, which is Pareto principle. 20% of the tasks that you complete, um, actually create 80% of, the traction or progress that you get. And so it's identifying for you what that 20% of tasks are that's going to move you closer to your goals. And so I want you to change that limiting the belief to progress is built in minutes, not months. And so you have got to realize that every little thing you do counts, and every little thing that you don't do also counts. And so we also want to remember that, we need to max out on those minutes. I am big on task batching, time blocking, as well as, the Pomodoro technique, which is basically taking breaks in between those time blocks. And it does help me maximize. It does help me refocus. I do feel refreshed when I go back in between the meetings. I know a lot of people feel like it's, hogwash, but it's really not. Once you train yourself and you incorporate the system and it becomes a habit, like it's something you breathe, then it'll become like a part of you, and it becomes so much easier, and you'll see those same advances, you'll see those same changes. And so I do encourage you to take the time to learn how to do those things, because ultimately, it's the success secrets, of the successful. And if we want to be successful, then we have to adapt a success mindset. And so I encourage you to do that. Shift your thinking. Progress is built in minutes, not months. So what's in one area where you've been waiting for the perfect time to start? Let me tell you this, there is no perfect time. It will seem like it will always be easier on the other side of something else, but ultimately you have to make your success a non-negotiable. You have to make your goals non-negotiable. If you don't do it, no one else will. And so I just want to debunk that as well. Is there's no perfect time. There's no perfect time to get married. There's no perfect time to have children. There's no perfect time to start that business. There's no perfect time to go for that goal. The time is now. Okay. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. Things happen to all of us in life, especially in this climate. And so I would admonish you, I would encourage you to go after it. You deserve to live. One of my favorite sayings is YOLO. I'm not going to put off my vacation for tomorrow because I only live once and I deserve it today. So, what's the one thing that you've been putting off for the perfect time? I would encourage you to not wait for the perfect time. I'm not saying to be foolish and not to plan, right? I'm not saying not to strategize. I'm saying don't keep waiting. Don't keep learning. You can learn as you go. You can re-baseline as you go, but let's get going. Okay, let's put some motion to it. I want you to take the time to write down one micro win that you will accomplish today and every day this week. So be intentional, set your day up for success, create success habits so that you can be successful. So every single day for the rest of this week, take the time to identify the one thing that you want to achieve every single day. Have those things roll into a larger win for the end of the week. And each day that you accomplish it, I want you to take a moment to celebrate, even if it is just something simple, right? Doing something that brings you joy, brings you peace, makes you smile. It can be coloring in a book. It could be journaling. It could be watching the sunset. It could be a glass of wine at the end of a long day. It can be taking a luxurious bubble bath with candles. And for me, it's a favorite comedy while I lay in the tub. But for you, it could just be reading a book or just laying there and relaxing. But think of the thing that you will give yourself for every win that you get this week. Um, Now, as far as the actual execution of the item, I want you, if you're not in the habit of um, task batching and time blocking and using the Pomodoro technique, which is to take breaks in between of the time blocks. Um, then I want you to get your timer. First, I want you to write it all down, the things that you're going to accomplish. I want you to write down the amount of time you think that you can focus on those tasks. And then I want you to say if you're going to work on it for 15 minutes, then just take a 5-minute break in between. If you're going to work on tasks for 30 minutes, then you can do 25 minutes of work and take a 5-minute break at the end. And then if you're going to do an hour, I typically do hours because they work best for me. But I normally take a 10 to 15 minute break at the end. So then I get that time to breathe. So your breaks are used to breathe. I call them breathers. And what I mean by that is this is the perfect time to check your email, to check your social media, to journal, to do your meditation, to walk around, to get a snack, but I call them breathers. And what it's going to do is going to allow your brain to refocus. And so your brain is like a rubber band and you're constantly pulling it. So if you're constantly pulling and it's work, 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 the reason that you're so tired and stressed and overwhelmed is because you're not giving your brain the time to relax like a rubber band. So those breaks in between is going to allow your brain to do this instead of being like this the entire time. If you're anything like me, I may work anywhere from 10 to 16-hour days. And sometimes if I don't take those breathers, then I can be a lot to deal with. So grace, 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 and more grace. Give grace to yourself. Make yourself a priority. Make your self-care non-negotiable, including those small breaks. But back to what I was stating. This week alone for those focal work periods, I want you to set a timer if you're not used to using these time management strategies, so that you can become used to it and it can become a habit. Set the timer for the amount of time that you would like to work minus the break. So when the timer goes off, you'll know to start another timer or either to start looking at your watch or your clock to know when your break is over. And be intentional. Don't go from one thing to the next. Literally get up and do something different. Walk away from the desk, walk away from the table, and you will notice an extreme difference over the course of the week. So that's your strategy and execution plan for the week in order to max on your task. And what I want you to do is tell me later in the comments how that worked for you. And if you notice a difference, I noticed a difference. Studies show that there is a difference, but let me know if it worked for you and how you felt at the end of it. So our recap for today's call is going to be small wins create momentum. Momentum creates mastery. I love that. Call to action for this week is commit to tracking one micro win daily for the next week. So that was a recap, but it's what I told you already. So let's get going. If you're going to be successful, you have to be intentional because success is never a mistake. Okay. And our closing affirmation for today is I move forward daily, no matter how small the step. Consistency compounds into mastery. Until next time, this is your girl, Shonda Costin, your personal PMP and success strategist, your third quarter coach. Can't wait to hear about your small wins and your strategic executions and how you incorporated those time blocking strategies into your day over the course of this week. You guys take care and be blessed. And until next time.